Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a GTA 5 RP server on Discord. This is a very comprehensive tutorial. However, it's going to be pretty simple, straightforward, and it's going to have everything you need. We're going to go over channels, bots, roles, rules, everything. All the stuff you guys are going to need to create a successful roleplay server just like Horizon with over 11,000 members. If you guys want to join that, link in the description, PS4 and PS5. Without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Alrighty, so first things first, loading up Horizon. As you guys can see over here, we got the GTA whitelisted list of members that are currently online. And if we scroll down below that, we got all the registered members as well, some announcements. So yeah, this is really important. You're gonna need sections in your server. So in order to do that, pull the drop down tab here, open it, and you want to create a category. Now when you create a category, you're gonna name it something along the lines of this, like important information or announcements or notifications, even anything like that, where you're going to be pinging a lot of members. Next up, you're going to need a schedule. Now, my recommendation for the absolute best schedule bot is going to be Apollo. Apollo, amazing. All you have to do to set it up is set up a channel for it, and then you can set up announcements through your DMs, which makes it super easy. And the great thing about this, as you guys can tell, is it's totally customizable. You can have an image here. You can have the, you can title it, add a description, set specific times, and then everyone can go and accept it, decline it, or maybe they're not sure. It's pretty awesome. And it'll even open up threads and ping those individual members whenever the RP is ready, or whatever schedule you might have planned, whether it's an event or anything else. Next up, we got some rules. Every Discord server should have a rules channel, and of course it's an RP server, so you're gonna have RP rules. But besides those rules, you're gonna want normal server guidelines, things that you want people to understand that are the absolute most important things ever in the server. So for example, obviously, you know, a couple of things here: respect staff members. Don't, you know, no dox threats or anything like that. Don't talk about age for sure. Don't ask people for gifts. If there's staff in chat and there's something going on, let them handle it. Maybe you don't want certain people pinged. Obviously, you're not going to want people advertising other things in your server. Maybe you don't want swearing. Obviously, you don't want spam or NSF content. Stuff like that. TOS things here for people to follow. Couple extra notes, and that's about it. Got some pretty great rules. Next up is a how to join channel. Now, if you're gonna make an RP server, trust me when I say you need a how to join channel. I can't tell you guys how many servers I joined years ago on Discord that didn't have a how to join channel, and those are some pretty popular servers too, which even to this day still don't have a how to join channel. It's kind of a mess in the sense that nobody really knows how to join, because they'll have like a section in the server that just explains a bunch of random things, like read the rules with like a paragraph, a jarble, and then you need to go on a Google Doc to do an application, which we're going to talk about as well. I'm going to make that so much easier so that you guys don't have to worry about opening up Google Docs and having people do their applications through there. That is just a waste of time. You're going to need a how to join channel, and it's going to just list what they need to do, what you're going to need from them. For example, obviously, you're going to want their PSN, a good or whatever their gamer tag is. They need to understand how roleplay works, read the rules, and apply. And before you apply information, and some after you apply information, as well as how to actually join the session and the applications, of course. Next up, we got the RP rules channel. Now, as you can see here, I got a bunch of links. Now, these are TOS links for YouTube and Twitch. So obviously, if you have streamers in your server, or you stream, or anyone wants to stream in your server, there is some TOS there just to be extra safe. Discord's TS, as well as your server's main rules right here. We'll go over that in a minute. If you want, you can go even as far as creating a terms of service for your server and a privacy policy agreement in case that you end up requiring a little bit of extra private information from members. Now, I highly recommend not asking for things like email addresses and stuff. You're not going to need that, but in the case that there is something required, I guess it's there. Now, so again, with the rules, these are going to be things that are the basis of your server when it comes to the actual RP and what really goes on and what sort of things and guidelines people are going to actually be following. This is going to be really important because you're going to want to be listing off things like the fact that you don't want people, for example, if their car flips over, you don't want them flipping it back over manually, as that's highly unrealistic. So list that as a rule. Think of anything that you think would be a good guideline to follow, highly realistic, immersive, and still make it so that it's fun. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you have too many rules in your server that are entirely too restrictive, that practically make it feel like you can't do anything without staff members on you about it, it's not going to be very fun and people aren't going to stay very long. Trust me. Horizon has gone through plenty of changes over the past 2 years. Yeah, I think you can take my word for it. Don't have too many rules. Next up is a uploads channel. Now, if you are a content creator and you plan on making content in the server, like GTA RP related videos and all that good stuff, you're going to want a channel where you can have stuff uploaded to it. Now, you could manually post all this stuff yourself, or you could get a bot like Dino and have it posted automatically every time you upload, which in my opinion is a lot better. So if you want to do that, just look up Dino bot on Google and there will be plugins for posting YouTube links. So all that stuff's listed on Dino's website. Next up, we got a social section. Now this is gonna be really important because this is gonna be where everybody just socializes and gets to know each other. You're gonna want a general chat. Of course, obviously, this is very much important. You're gonna want a pictures channel because, well, people are gonna be posting pictures in the server and they're gonna want to show it off. Make sure you have one of these. A clips channel, maybe you want to have a couple extras just for some things that people could possibly enjoy. Who knows? Now, another thing you might want is a role assigned channel. These are going to allow people to have their own custom roles they can pre-assign to themselves, which just makes it feel more custom and more unique and personal. And I think who doesn't appreciate some extra roles? By custom roles, I mean things like this. This person has shown that they are on PS5 and they would like to be called by their nickname, because obviously I have some of these here, one of them being call me by my nickname. So maybe that's all you want. You can click the little ID thing here. And if you're wondering how to do this, basically all you do is type in a message. And then after that, you want to add Carlbot to your server. All you have to do is type in, you could obviously just search up Carlbot or Discord and you'll find it, add it to your server. And then after you send a message, you're going to need developer mode on. Hit the 3 little dots, copy the message ID, and type reaction role add. Paste the message ID, pick an emoji, like let's just say this, role, and pick a role, and then it'll allow people to assign themselves to it. It's actually really easy. If you forget, feel free to come back to this part. Next up, we have a self-promo channel. Obviously, if you have any form of, well, self-promo that you want your members to use freely, then there you go, a self-promo channel. Because being completely honest, if people are posting videos and or streams about your server, kind of a good thing. That's just free PR. Who doesn't want that? A couple of voice channels for people to talk to each other out of RP. Maybe they just want to chill and chat. Who knows? Next up is the staff section. Now, this is going to be highly important, just as everything else in this video, because you're going to want somewhere for your staff to talk. You're going to need somewhere for your whitelist applications to be filtered to. Staff applications, if you want to get staff, you're going to need a staff TOS. Now, this is really important because this is going to be what your staff members need to abide by and what your expectations for them are. Highly recommend having this. Also, you know how we just talked about the Carlbot feature where you can add a reaction role? I highly recommend adding a leave of absence channel with a message and the ability to react to that and give themselves a leave of absence role, which just lets everyone else know that they're unavailable, even if they are online. And last but not least, obviously, in this section is a mod logs channel. This is really good. You can use certain bots and go on their dashboards and filter logging related things, like when people use language they're not supposed to or send links, whatever, and it'll all be filtered through there. Next up, we got an account and in-game support section. This is where our Horizon support section is. If you guys were to join the server and you need help with something, you can open a support ticket by just clicking this little button. Also, this is where our staff application is. By the way, before we go any farther, I'd like to point out, if you guys are looking to have applications in your server, this is very, very important. This bot is quite literally just called Appy, and it is the best bot for this out there. Trust me. All you need to do is go on Google and just search up Appy bot Discord and it'll appear. And setting it up is very, 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 very easy. Everything in its dashboard is very straightforward. It's very self-explanatory. If you need an actual tutorial on how to set up applications in particular, again, it's very, very easy, but there is a YouTube channel for it by the developer of the bot. You can just search up how to set up applications through Appy on Discord and it'll appear. Next up, we have a Horizon store section. So maybe you want to sell some things in your server and you can sell packs, whatever. It's just an example of how Horizon does it. And if you are, as you can see here, certain things you can buy can get you money in RP. Obviously, for $1 Canadian, you can get 500 bucks in RP and a BMX, so on and so forth. As well as if you're a channel member on my channel and you're a YouTube member, by the way, guys, that has a lot of perks to it besides just everything available for my live streams and videos, as well as, well, As you can tell, every month you get 10k economy cash, which is a lot. So explain how your payments are done and how they work. Make sure your members know that they're non-refundable, and also don't reoccur monthly unless, of course, you want them to. That's totally up to you. Next up, we're gonna have a police information channel. Now you're probably wondering, well, wait, I don't want normal members who just joined to see all these roleplay related channels. Well, don't worry, they're not going to, because we're gonna make some roles before we get into that. Now, once you go to your roles section in your Discord, you're gonna want to make some roles, obviously. For starters, you are going to need a GTA whitelisted role. You can call it whatever you want. That's just what it's called in Horizon. And you're going to want to make some other roles like EMS High Command, Chief Judge, PD High Command. We've got the LSPD, which is the main role that people will receive when they apply for LSPD, or just, you know, the police application in general. All of these things are really important. I'm going to scroll through these right now. Feel free to pause and you can make your own if you really would like to. You're noticing we have a denied and blacklisted role. This denied role is basically what Appy will assign people if we deny them, not allowing them to apply again until we remove it, and then they can reapply. So if you needed to know, there it is. By the way, I'd make these roles before anything else so that when you actually set up Appy in its dashboard, all these roles that you're going to need later on are already here. That's pretty much it for roles. There's really nothing else too important. Roleplay related ones and ones for whitelist, as well as obviously some staff roles, and that's about it. One thing I do need to mention is whenever you're adding any bots in your server, the specific roles the bot adds to the server, like I didn't make these roles right here. These are added to the server when a bot is invited. These need to be above every single role in the server, so make sure that you do that. Location can access this aspect of the server. If anybody else can see this, that's not going to work out too well, so I highly recommend making sure that the settings for these channels look something like this. Everyone cannot see this channel. However, GTA whitelisted members can. They can send messages in it, attach files, because it's the work channel, which in my server, the way that works is they use the work command and send a screenshot or a picture of them working in game at wherever they're at in game, and that's how we know that they're actually working. So they can attach files, obviously, and that's pretty much all you need. So anyway, going on to the roleplay section, we have jobs. These are a pretty huge part of the server. This is going to be a lot of what civilians are going to be doing. An example of what people in Horizon can do are work as 24/7 workers, LTD workers, co-postal drivers, a farmhand, taxi driver, a trucker, mechanic, tow truck, reporter, bus drivers, quarry workers, and an impound worker, along with a description of what you are to do with each. As a 24/7 worker, for example, you greet players who come in to buy items, keep the place clean, take garbage out, and restock shelves. Now, all these have the same level of description for them so that you know what to do when you actually go to do it, as well as, you know, how to earn money in Horizon the legit way. Basically, provide a picture or screenshot of you completing tasks or the job, followed with equals work in the work panel. And you can only work one job at a time. Keep that in mind. And you're probably wondering which bot allows me to do all this super awesome stuff like work, and that's the Roleplay tool. And that's the Roleplay tools bot. You guys are wondering, you just Google Roleplay tools, you'll be taken to the server, and you can feel free to add it to your server. This is the best bot for this, as well as paired with, it's really important, the Roleplay bot. This bot was designed specifically for GTA RP on console. This has an insane amount of features. You can create licenses, you can register firearms and cars. Obviously, as you can see here, this is the EMS logs channel. You're gonna need to create all these channels as well, by the way. I would highly recommend pausing so you can copy these. If you'd like to, you don't have to, you can make your own, because when you go to set up this bot using this command here, if you type in config, it'll appear as config guild. You're gonna need to set up this, this, and this. These are gonna obviously ask you for certain channels, so make sure you make those because they're kind of important. Some of these can actually all be in the same channel, like emergency call channel and panic button, pass alarm, and hospital admission can all just be thrown into an EMS logs channel, making it a lot easier and more kind of clean and tidy, but it's up to you if you want all separate. As you can tell here, this is the log of a civilian getting fined, username, ID, the officer's name, officer ID, the amount that they were fined, their charges were illegally overtaking 5 vehicles and failure to yield a stop sign. Civilian name came under Peyton West with the timestamp. It's pretty awesome, if I'm being honest. Got a drugs channel as well, which can explain exactly how the drug system works in the server. Obviously, this is kind of important because you can do it in 5M, so why not on console? And that's what I did. So this is how it works. You type craft equals craft weed in the weed farm. Crafting must be done at the weed farm, shown on the map right here. There's an actual weed farm in game. If you guys didn't know, if you drive all the way up to this little area here near Grapeseed, that goes with this highway that goes up to Toledo Bay, there's an actual weed farm there with like actual weed plants. Seriously. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need to do for that. And then I just set up the rest of these with the same that I went and made up these maps showing where you need to, you know, selling points where you need to go and do these. These are the channels you would craft these things in. And to be clear, as you guys can tell, if you type in recipe weed, for example, you get an actual recipe for it. So type obviously is drugs. It's usable. It has a price and a salvage. As you can see, the salvage, which is the actual selling amount that you would receive from this if you were to decide to sell it, isn't very high, and there's a reason for that. You're not trying to sell normal weed. This is just what you crafted. This is what you grew at the weed farm. What you're trying to sell is this. This is what you're trying to sell. You packaged weed. This version of it is worth $450. Only takes 5 minutes to actually package it, of course, and then you can go to a selling point and sell it. Same goes with the crystal meth lab. This is where you craft it. This is the drug sale channel. This is where you're going to actually salvage all this stuff. As you can tell, here are players doing salvage all, and well, this person made a whopping $9,000 off of all of theirs at the old motel, which is where you sell the meth. It's kind of insane, and it's pretty cool. We're gonna now actually take a look at the Twitter channel. If you guys were wondering, we have a simulated Twitter. So in today's roleplay, we had a huge shootout with a couple of gangs, and 2 gangs got in a shootout. Multiple dead is what @unknown posted. It looks like they were inside the bar, as you can see in their tweet here. And this looks just absolutely insane. Usually players try to, usually they will try to post business ads on here. This person, there was a cop held hostage on Route 68 from the looks of things, which was just insane. But I think you get the point. So beyond that, you're gonna need an interactions channel. This is where everything like this is going to happen. So the roleplay bot has a /me feature, which you guys probably are very much aware of in 5M servers. Well, now it's here. Pretty sick, and you can do things like this. Also, if you guys wanted to see, this is what our shop looks like. There's a lot more stuff in it, but this is just a few of the things that are in it. If you're wondering how do you make items, well, you can just type equals new item, put the name of it, and then it'll bring you up another thing saying to edit more, and you can just keep, you can type in whatever you see that you'd like to change, type equals E again to do another edit, and that's just it. That's all you gotta do. It's literally that easy. But make sure you guys join their Discord server, because the developers on there, you're probably gonna need some help with the bot at some point. You might be a little confused on something, so just to throw that out there, you know, join their Discord. It is linked with the bot. All right, moving on now, we have voice channels. You're gonna, now, I mean, I just set these little dividers up because I thought it looked cooler. That's just me. Got a police station and a hospital. I put a little police car emoji and a little apple beside these, as well as some custom little line things here, kind of just to make it look nice. It looks tidy if I'm being honest, but it's up to however you guys want to do it. Then another divider, some traffic stops for players to join. So basically, if a cop turns their sirens on, tries to pull you over, you'll know that you immediately have to join one of these. Also some civ room channels, which are just where normal, regular civilians talk to each other. Whenever civilians get near each other, this is how they communicate. And that's about it for that. And on top of that, if you'd like to set up a onboarding channel, which you can set up some like default channels for new members, add some questions in there for them and a server guide, totally feel free. Other than that, pretty much all there is to making a GTA 5 roleplay server on Discord. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask me in the comments. I will answer all of them to the best of my abilities. I made this video with the intent to hopefully help and guide people looking to make their own roleplay servers, hopefully make good roleplay servers, because I've seen just a lot of console RP servers that are just, they're not it. I'm gonna be honest with you, they're not it. So when you guys are making your servers, do me a favor, like personally, a huge favor. Be respectful to all your members. Don't abuse your staff powers. Treat everyone the same. Make sure even you and your staff follow all the rules that everyone else has to follow. And remember why you're all there. And it's just to have fun. So try not to ruin that, all right? Other than that, that's all for today. I hope you guys liked the video. And if you did, well, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, join my server, link in the description. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.